Hi, my name is Jeremy Haskell with JobsInTheUS.com. We're here at the Omni Mount Washington Hotel in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire for the second annual Strategic HR New England Conference. And I'm joined now by Pamela Paulk, who is the Senior Vice President of Human Resources for Johns Hopkins Medicine. So Pamela, thanks for joining us, making the trip up.
Thank you, and you brought me to such a beautiful place.
Yes, it is.
For people who haven't been here, this is just cool. I've never been here, and it's spectacular.
Well,
so
welcome.
Thank you for
Certainly glad to have you. Now, you're delivering a keynote on developing the strategy of workforce, community, and mission. So talk a little bit about what your talk is really all about. Give us some high-level points.
I think that one of the things I find the longer I work is that work is more meaningful if you think that it's for a purpose. And I'm very lucky that I work at an organization that's very mission-driven, and its mission aligns with what I'd like to do. So instead of the human resources, us just filling jobs and then helping people advance and then retire with the organization, I had the opportunity to actually go out and make a difference with what we do with our workforce in order to make it a part of the mission of the organization. And again, I'm very lucky that it aligns with my personal mission, so that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about.
Excellent. You've done a lot of things at Johns Hopkins. It's kind of innovative in terms of the workforce development and your recruiting programs. What are some of the things that kind of drove you to those innovative tactics and strategies, and how have you seen implementing them and how they've been effective and success at Johns Hopkins?
Yeah. Again, I think it goes all the way back to mission. Our founder was a gentleman named Johns Hopkins, and he wanted the hospital not only to care for people, but he wanted it to be an important part of the community. So that meant beyond just the doors of the hospital. So for the last 125 years, we've done that, and not just when people get to us, but reaching out to the community, employing folks, doing community service, so that we're very much a part of the community. So the way that translates into human resources is that instead of picking people off of maybe the very top of the application pool, so to speak, that we actually reach out in the community. We go to homeless shelters. We go into community-based organizations where people are trying to rebuild themselves. Maybe people have not had the best track record of employment in the past, and we actually work with those organizations to make the folks ready to come into the hospital to work. And frankly, I tell you, it makes everybody feel good. It makes them feel good because now they've got a great job. Supervisors feel good because they're really helping somebody who they can see them blossom and grow. And the other thing is it helps our community.
Sure.
Because I think everybody in human resources knows that jobs really drive family stability, community stability. So giving the jobs to the people who really need them has been incredibly rewarding for us.
No, that's excellent. Now, I understand and I get the notion of the community things with the frontline folks, the HR recruiters, the people that are in the field. Now, at the senior type level, what types of maybe challenges have you faced, and how have you gotten that, been able to work through those challenges to make sure that this is a successful program?
Well, again, I'm very lucky that I work for an organization that it's just part of the fabric of the organization. But there are skeptics, and we're also a research institution, so we're very driven by data. And so I just had to convince people, let's try a few folks. Let's bring in 10 homeless men and let's see what happens. And of course, all 10 did great. So then it was, well, let's bring 10 more, and now we're up to well over 100. And so it's that's the way you do it. Is you start small and you build it. And that's why I would tell anybody in human resources, if you have a great idea, don't try to make it so big that people are scared. Start small, and we like to do pilots. Let's do a pilot, and then when that pilot works, then you can hopefully grow it into something much better.
It's kind of like about that proof of concept.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
well, you said, I could have said that and then I wouldn't have
well, you said it very, very well, and obviously it's working. Johns Hopkins does excellent work, so thank you very much for the work that you do in the world and for joining us here at the Omni Mount Washington.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.